Now we come to the top 5 best rated movies of January, February, and March of 2026. This came out all the way back in January 16th. Man, how time flies. We got Matt Damon and Ben Affleck coming back to get their dual Oscars for the best movie Netflix has ever made. Just kidding, but I did enjoy this movie much more than I thought I would for a Netflix movie. I thought I was going to rip this movie apart. I know, low-hanging fruit, I just had to take it. But surprisingly for this Netflix movie, that wasn't the case. The plot of this movie centers around Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, who are part of a TNT team, Tactical Narcotics Team, and are given a tip that there's a stash house with a lot of money in it. When they get to the house, they are caught off guard with how much money there actually is. Now, Matt Damon and his team are sent there and have to find out if this money is going to change the dynamic within the team. And when a tactical narcotics team find a lot of money in a house, they call it a rip. Therefore, the movie is called The Rip. So let's get into the positives of this movie. One of the things that it does so well is that it keeps the tension alive for the first 2 acts. We'll talk about the ending later. But the first 2 acts absolutely kept my level of intrigue. Added to that, we have 2 veteran actors that are very well known that take a very simple premise and elevate it just a little bit more. I have to emphasize for a Netflix movie because most of the time we know how bad Netflix movies can be. So it was nice for a change of pace to see 2 actors in a Netflix movie that elevated just a little bit. It's not a magnum opus of a movie, but they elevated it just a little bit. And I like that. And it's also a movie that rewards the audience for paying attention. It's not the most twisty movie that you'll ever see in your life. There is a lot of predictability in the movie, quite a bit of predictability, but it also balanced itself out with giving us moments of uncertainty, giving every character that side eye. Am I giving a side eye or a crossed-eyed? Can't tell. Not knowing who to trust, you as the audience keep flip-flopping between characters. And I found myself having a lot of fun with that aspect of the storytelling. Even though I came into the movie with a negative vibe, Netflix movie with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck is going to be shit. Just because it's on Netflix, it's going to be shit. But God help us, the Netflix movies are some of the worst of any streaming platform. I don't think Amazon are so much better, but they're a little bit better. I think Apple TV make the best movies right now. They're making the best stuff. But Netflix? And this movie is directed by Joe Carnahan. The guy has got some skill. And whatever sway or power Joe Carnahan might have, maybe that added with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, lended to this movie being a little bit better. I don't know how I would have judged this movie if it wasn't a Netflix movie. If this was a Hollywood production movie that came out in theaters straight away, I don't know if I would have the same feeling. Because it's a Netflix movie, there's a different kind of rating or feeling I have for it. Do you know what I mean? But this movie is definitely not all positives. The negative for sure is the predictability of it and the ending. Towards the end, it diverges into a basic chase movie that feels so much like a Netflix movie in the worst of ways. It definitely did not have the same excitement as the first 2 halves. But since I enjoyed most of the first and second half, I'll give it some leeway in the third act. Some. Honestly, if the third act was reworked some way, somehow, this could have been one of the top 10 best movies on Netflix. Wait, does Netflix have enough good movies to be on a top 10 best Netflix movies? Top 5, I guess. And also Netflix, you guys have a whole lot of money. A lot of money. Since you are giving $320 million to pieces of shit like the Electric State. What the hell was that movie? A movie that I wouldn't use as fertilizer for my plants because plants are living things and I would like them to thrive. But since you have the money, up-teenth amounts of money, get better at what you do. You're obviously still attracting the talent, which I can't fathom why. Maybe it's just because of the financing and those ridiculous bloody paychecks. But for the love of God and everything that is holy, please focus on making good, engaging, engrossing, character-driven stories. Make real movies. Rather than focusing on focus groups that tell you to make movies for individuals that have absolutely no attention span left and can't pay attention for more than an hour at a time. Hour? I'm being generous. 30 seconds at a time. Because they are so fixated on their phones for that quick gratification. Rather than a great or even a good movie worthy of that delayed gratification. Imagine making great movies instead of catering to people like that. You make something so interesting and engaging, they actually stop scrolling and pay attention. Because it requires your full attention rather than pandering to a second screen audience. What is a second screen audience? Making movies for people that are on their phones? What kind of filmmaking is that? These are the people that don't even care if a movie is great, good, or bad. There are more people than you know who actually care about what they are watching. Trust me, a lot of people. And word of mouth marketing can sometimes be much more lucrative than $100 million style of marketing. Why don't you want people to spread the cinematic positivity of your streaming platform? It'll be better for business. But what the do I know? Now, to give the movie its rating, I would give it way better than I expected it to be. I'll have to emphasize for a Netflix movie, but also the first half and second half are very good. The last act is where it loses itself a little too much. But overall, it was way better than I expected. And you can watch it for free on Netflix, so enjoy.